Welcome back to the last and final deciding game for this best of 3 series. It is Lemondogs going up against Flipside Tactics here. And I'm just happy to see a third game as well, otherwise we would have only had one game to cast today. But this time around, we'll see if Lemondogs are gonna go for a different lineup, not go for a Spectre and get massively punished for going for that one. Of course, the band's already underway. We're HeflaTV, I'm Couchor, once again gonna be joined by Danelie. Do you think we're going to see a Spectre, or did Lemondogs learn their lesson?
I kind of hope they learned their lesson. That was such a surprise pick from Lemondogs, that last game. None of us were actually expecting a Spectre of all heroes to be that last pick, but we saw it and we both knew that it was probably going to be a disaster for Lemondogs unless they walked all over Flipside during the laning phase, which it was pretty much the opposite. Flipside dominated all of their lanes, and Lemondogs, they had a couple of clutch fights, and in particular there was a complete team wipe on the side of Lemondogs, and that's when I said that, sorry, on the side of Flipside, and that's when I said Lemondogs, they're suddenly becoming relevant, but they just didn't really recover enough to really stay in the game. Their Spectre just had absolutely nothing. He had less farm than the Lion. I think you mentioned that as well. So when your Spectre is less farm, basically your core farmer has less farm than a support.
Well, he had
Things are
more,
going
but
backwards.
like a couple hundred extra to the Lion or something. It
Yeah.
was just way too close, but Lion will be the pick once again for Lemondogs. Can't really say that the Lion had the blame for anything happening in that game. Flipside though, do start their draft with a first pick Spirit Breaker.
You shouldn't even be surprised, Coucher. You shouldn't
Wait,
even be
they did
surprised.
run it in game one as well against Lemondogs, so. But even then, usually it's like the enemies go for like a sniper, then you pick up a Spirit Breaker, for example. But is it that strong of a hero, or is it just Flipside really liking it?
I feel like they're gonna draft around this Spirit Breaker. And while we do see Flipside playing a lot of Spirit Breakers, so I feel this game they've drafted the Spirit Breaker early, and they're telling Lemondogs at this point, we want to fight you now. During the laning phase, we're going to kill you with our Spirit Breaker. During the mid game, we're going to kill you with our Spirit Breaker. During the late game, our Spirit Breaker is going to spot you out. He probably won't be able to kill you by himself, but he's just going to be there. So there's just going to be that constant threat that Lemondogs has to always be worried about, even during the lanes. Like, if the Spirit Breaker is missing, you're going to have to start worrying and say, okay, Spirit Breaker is missing, guys. We got to back up. We need to figure out where this guy is, and for all you know, he could just be hiding behind the tree. So flip side, they're on the aggression this game. They're not going to give Lemondogs any sort of time to recover from last game.
Yeah, it's just Flipside. They're at least keeping true to their like play style, I should say. If you really like to play aggressive, then suddenly going to like a really late game controlled kind of situation may not be the best of you. Of course, some teams they have the ability to adapt as well. They try to go for an aggressive kind of draft. If it doesn't like completely snowball, you still have the just decision making, the control to take it late game as well. Of course, some teams are like completely early mid game focused, or at least they used to. I think it's shifted and gotten better for most teams at the moment. But Lemondogs, they are taking a really long time trying to decide their pick here. Vengeful Spirit is in the pool if they want to go for double supports. Earthshaker as well if they want to go for that one. But other than that, Juggernaut, Storm Spirit, possibly a Shadow Fiend. Just so many heroes to choose from.
Yeah, well, it's still very early, and there are particular heroes that you want to pick up now, just because a lot of the times you won't be seeing them after the second phase of bans. And I kind of feel like you mentioned a couple of heroes. Spirit Breaker, probably not, sorry, not Spirit Breaker. Shadow Fiend, probably not the best hero this game, just because it's so squishy and easily gankable. I like this Wind Ranger a lot better though. The Wind Ranger, she's going to have the Wind Run. She will still be susceptible to the burst from the Queen of Pain, but if Flipside decide to go for a physical oriented draft, then at least the Wind Ranger is going to have something to counter it out. Otherwise, if Flipside look at this Wind Ranger and say, okay, let's actually start putting on a couple more heroes with that burst damage in the magical department, then that's going to put a timer in Flipside's draft. Because magical damage, it's great during the early game, it's great during the mid game, but when heroes get tankier and tankier, magical damage all of a sudden stops becoming relevant. It caps out eventually, and you're gonna have to try and find damage in other areas. So Lemondogs, I feel like this Wind Ranger pick, it's a bit of a mind game pick here for Flipside. We'll see if Flipside bite the bait or if they're gonna try and go for something else. They could be going for a particular plan, we don't know. It's not like we can hear them or anything.
That would be wicked though, just listen to the team speak, although even if we managed to listen to it, we probably wouldn't understand what they're saying anyway. Because they should be all Danes, I believe, for Flipside, so... Well, in any case, I have to say that my love for Wind Ranger is massive. That's like one of the heroes that I played the most at the start of Dota with Earthshaker. Windrunner and Earthshaker, man, best times. But Wind Ranger, the Shackle Shot is just such a strong ability. If you manage to land it on 2 heroes, it's only like a free black hole pretty much for you.
Not really a free black hole, but it's a decent stun. 3.75 seconds. I would take that any day
Decent?
compared to.
3.75 second stun on 2 heroes is
I'm
decent.
sorry, Couchor. I offended you. I'm sorry. Please accept my offerings.
It's like you're getting a double hex all of a sudden on people with one ability. One ability.
Yeah. Particularly in instances where the enemy is trying to escape, getting those double shackles, it's great. It's wonderful. But we'll see how the Wind Ranger plays out this game.
I'm hoping Rubik steals it now and just returns it.
Double shackles everywhere. But Flipside gonna go for Rubik. We don't see Rubik too much anymore, but he is a pretty greedy support. He wants that level 6 ASAP. He does give you a disable in the telekinesis, and the great thing is it's an instant disable, but the only problem is that as a support, Rubik really lacks damage until he gets that level 6. So I don't know how they really want to put this Rubik. Is he just going to be in the safe lane doing constant pulls, or are they going to be aggressive with their Rubik as well as the Spirit Breaker? I would like to see them actually rotate the Rubik with the Spirit Breaker. They could probably get a lot of easy kills, depending on who they put in the off lane as well as the safe lane now.
Yeah, and Lemondogs going for the Enigma may be a little bit risky considering that there is the Spirit Breaker. If Flipside now go for an early rotation, leave behind a couple of Observer wards, maybe not even to just block out Enigma's camps, more so than just get Vision there to go for ganks on Enigma himself. It may easily work out with Spirit Breaker and Rubik once both of them are level 2, for example. I think that should be enough to kill an Enigma, unless he's really too close to the base or too close to the tier 2 at the time or something. But Lemondogs, first game they went for Spectre, this time it's Enigma. Of course, this time I think with the supports the Flipside has, going for this kind of greed is gonna be better than the Spectre in last game, but even then it may still get punished.
I like the Shadow Fiend pickup actually from Flipside. It gives them a little bit of late game potential when they also have presence of the Dark Lord. So if they pick up a safe lane hero, actually, you think this is going to be a off-lane Queen of Pain? It looks like off-lane Queen of Pain now, just because they drafted the Shadow Fiend.
Wow, I think it's viable, but I think the Shadow Fiend is gonna be mid lane rather than the Queen of Pain. Or, I mean, the other way around, Shadow Fiend gonna be on the safe lane rather than the Queen of Pain. But Queen of
Sorry,
Pain
I
can
said
go
off-lane Queen
Yeah,
of Pain. Yeah.
can go for offlane as well still. They can play it multiple ways. They can even run just a Spirit Breaker offlane, which I think Kingdom has been doing quite often, for example.
Yeah, Kingdom. They love their Spirit Breaker. I think it's Drainage that plays the Spirit Breaker. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But one of their players just loves playing that Spirit Breaker. I've been told by sources that they try to do it as many times as possible. So, Flipside taking something out of Kingdom's book, not really. These two probably don't even watch each other's region.
At the moment, people are making crazy promises anyway. It's like for the redemption vote for the summit at the moment, Jenkins promised that their team will play Podge every single game if they get voted.
Yeah. This
Wow.
Beastmaster pick though from Lemondogs. What do you think about the Beastmaster? We've seen a lot more Beastmaster as of late, not just in JDL, but I've seen quite a bit of it in MLG actually. What do you think about the rise of Beastmaster?
Man, that hero is awesome. Although I'm always hoping that whoever plays the Beastmaster is first and foremost gonna handle the Hawk correctly, because vision is key in a game of Dota. For Flipside, they do have like shadow raises or just a scream of pain from the Queen of Pain to try to clear up the Hawk, but still not gonna be all that easy. I mean, I think Beastmaster is a hero that should have been more popular pretty much for the entirety of Dota almost. But it's nice to see him back, and the double boar, for example, can be so extremely strong against heroes that just lack any kind of blink mechanics.
Don't forget the double hawk, actually. You can get 2 hawks, but I feel like the only reason Lemondogs actually picked up the Beastmaster is, yeah, just because of the hawk to spot out the Spirit Breakers. The ganks will be a little bit more difficult for Flipside to initiate. So, Beastmaster's interesting, but I feel like there's some other heroes that could probably do what Beastmaster does. If you want to go for a stun, there's so many other heroes that you could really pick. I feel like Beastmaster's in a bit of a quirky spot. He did receive a couple of buffs to make his summons a little more relevant, which it's nice because it fits the lore of the hero. It's a Beastmaster. If he didn't really use his hawk or his ball, he's just an axe master maybe. Like what else would he be if he wasn't for the summon? So I like the cute buffs that the Ice Frog did for the hawk as well as the ball.
Well, they did get nerfed beforehand, but that was a really long time ago by now, just the vision of the hawk and everything. But what do you even think of just the Slaughter being banned out by Flipside? Is it something that Lemondogs have been running, for example? Maybe Flipside has been practicing against Lemondogs and have seen that come out? Or Slaughter is a hero that I almost never think about when thinking about what hero is gonna get picked.
Yeah, he's very uncommon. I think the only team I've ever seen that ran a Slaughter was Cloud9. I think EE ran the Slaughter. He pretty much played the Slaughter. I don't quite remember the game though, but I think they won it. But Slaughter, very, very unpopular. Is very niche. You never really want to pick him up unless you want to go for something like a negative armor strat.
Yeah,
But
I know ninjas
yeah,
in pajamas have been using Slaughter like a reasonable amount, if you can just call a couple of games that. But wow, Lemondogs gonna whip out the anti-mage. There is a pretty nice amount of magical damage coming from Flipside, I suppose, with Requiem of Souls, Shadow Razes, Queen of Pain as well. Of course, Queen of Pain's ultimate is pure damage, so that's gonna be nice at least for the Flipside lineup. But also lockdown-wise, they may not have what it takes to deal with the anti-mage, unless Rubik, for example, steals like a Shackle Shot, Hex, or Primal Roar, even a Black Hole, of course. But it is definitely up to Rubik to get one extra just source of lockdown.
yeah, there's actually quite a few disables that the Rubik could steal. So it feels like this is gonna definitely be a Rubik game to really lock down the anti-mage. But prior to that, they don't have anything to control the anti-mage. But they do have the early game presence to shut down those lanes. But Lemondogs, this time they haven't drafted incredibly greedy. They drafted a jungler, but Windranger, she needs a couple of items to come online. Lion, he can play poor for a little bit. He's fine. He's Lion. He has got spells to really fall back onto. Beastmaster, I think he needs items as well, but even though he might not get them, he can at least still provide something for the team with the Hawk as well as the Primal Roar. And I guess he also has the extra Inner Beast aura as well, which will help out the Windranger, Erskine, when he starts building up some of the DPS items.
And Windranger doesn't need extra sources. Just focus fire and you're fine.
You don't really need extra attack speed, I guess, just because of focus fire. I guess it's still a cooldown though, 60-second cooldown.
Well, if you get Aghanim's 15, no problems at all, but it's definitely going to be nice to just clear up Roshan with the Eidolons being there as well, benefiting from that attack speed. But to introduce the lineups now, E-Skills will be handling the Windranger, leaving Chaps on the Anti-Mage with Steph Style. To be the Enigma, Ares Loco on the Lion, and last one is Krilly on the Beastmaster, and yeah, he's going to go into the offlane after all. Not really the greatest jungle hero. For a second I was like, are they really sacrificing offlane completely? But Krilly just wanted to make sure that Flipside is not invading the jungle to mess up Enigma's jungling.
Yeah, the best thing with Krilly is that he can actually stack the Ancients as well with the Boar. So that's going to be a little bit of an added bonus on the side of Lemondogs. Flip side though, we're going to have Ace, who's going to be on our offlane Clockwork. Baby Knight's going to be handling our Shadow Fiend in the mid lane. Bland is going to be playing our Spirit Breaker. We'll see where he goes for his first charge. Down bottom, we have Unicorn, who's going to be playing our Queen of Pain in the safe lane. And lastly, Rise is going to be guarding Baby Knight on the Rubik.
So Flipside just got themselves about a 65% victory, I think it was. With when one team gets both bounty runes at the start of the game, it's a higher percent win chance all of a sudden. So, or at least statistically, it was something like 60 to 65, something like that, I believe.
That's interesting little stats there for you, ladies and gentlemen. Capture the stats, man. Oh, yes. Part-time stats, man. I like how Bland's actually going to be a bit aggressive here and just sit in the jungle and soak up Steph Styles' jungle farm. Although these Eidolons are going to be a bit annoying when they actually start harassing Bland, but I like what Bland's doing. He's just pretty much bullying Steph Styles out of the jungle. Even though he's got four clarities, he can still be there to just soak up the farm. And what does your Enigma do? Does he continue on farming, giving Bland this EXP? Or does he have to rotate into the lane? They have to bring Ares Loco in, so unfortunately both supports gonna have to bully out this Space Cow.
Well, at least Anti-Mage should be self-sufficient in the lane, so at least up against the Clockwork shouldn't have to worry about too much there, just because you're gonna have the blink if need be. Blando not gonna get surrounded in, did start his escape just in time, otherwise if E-Skills had gotten there, maybe it could have been a kill with Lion just landing with a disable with the Hex. But still, he's slowing down the Enigma, and that's gonna be fine for now. Just slowing down that Soul Ring timing is already gonna be pretty crucial.
Yeah, Ares Loco, he's actually Steph Style, I think, puts that down. Oh no, someone put it down anyway, but that's going to be the ward, dewarded already on the side of Lemondogs. So unfortunately, Bland, he's going to lose vision into the jungle, but instead going to go for a charge onto Jabs, just going to cancel that out, and that's just going to push out the anti-mage from the lane and free up some of the creep wave for Ace on that Clockwork.
It's nice for me to see that at least for Flipside safe lane, it's working way better than it did for LD last time around. Of course, it's only a single Beastmaster, but it's just Queen of Pain is a really dominant laner anyway, and handling a Beastmaster by herself, no issue at all, doesn't really even need the support to be there. Ruby can 100% focus on just pulling through, getting XP, getting some farm himself. Mid lane, last hits, mostly neck and neck, 15 to the Shadow Fiend, 14 to the Wind Ranger. Jabs, how is he doing? Only 5 on the anti-mage at the moment. Clockwork has 12. Oh, well, I didn't expect it to be that bad.
I actually thought Jabs would have gotten a little bit more CS there, just because he had the creep wave under the tower. Maybe he missed CS, or maybe there weren't actually creeps there, not too sure. I really didn't watch him during the lane, so unfortunately Jabs not to the best start. He's got a Quelling Blade as well, so I'm gonna have to be blunt here. If you're running a Quelling Blade on any of these carries, you really shouldn't be missing any of the CS, just because you've got that extra damage coming out from the Quelling Blade. So it's a surprise that Jabs is not doing as well as we thought he would, because he's only got a Clockwork to really contest the CS with. But yeah, it's not a hard lane at all for Jabs. So because Ares Loco is here, and because Lemondogs has vision of Bland in the lane, they're going to be a little bit more aggressive in their own lanes, just to grab farm elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what happened with the anti-mage, whether he had the Quelling Blade from the start, or if he picked it up after missing a couple of last hits. Maybe he was like, oh goddamn, last hitting on their tower, I hate it, I'm just gonna get the Quelling Blade and not miss any. I mean, you're gonna get the Quelling Blade eventually anyway for most anti-mages. Usually they pick it up after they get the Battle Fury, but it doesn't matter as much whether you get it earlier or later, as long as you just get those last hits in. So he would have needed it later anyway, so it's not like it's gonna be gold wasted or anything like that.
Yeah, let's just see if Jabs can actually get farm this game, because last game I'm pretty sure it just broke his morale to bits. So this game, hopefully it's going to be a little bit better for him. He has an escape mechanism, or you could say a more reliable one, in the Blink this game, so ganking him, it won't be an easy task for Flipside unless they somehow get the Rubik to just blink in and go for the lift, or if they get a hook shot from the Clockwork and get lucky with the battery assault and cancelling out the blink animation for Jabs. So we'll see how the anti-mage goes. But if we take a look at last hits, everybody on the side of Flipside is actually dominating their lanes. It's not looking too good for Lemondogs. I hope they can actually grab some kills to equalize these lanes. They're not too far behind though, Lemondogs, so they still have a chance. But can they find the opening to grab a kill and equalize the game? We'll have to see. There is going to be a charge on the bottom lane onto Krilly.
I don't think they're gonna get the kill unless Beastmaster goes a little bit farther up. Just because the charge I think is gonna arrive a little bit earlier. Unicorn though wants to get close enough, but Krilly already under the tower. A TP did come in, but cancelled afterwards. It is still a 100 gold investment that LD had to make. Not only that, whoever used the TP also lost a little bit of mana there. I do believe it was Ares Loco on the Lion. Does get the stun, not waste now, chaps. Going in, but there's no mana to burn, which means there's no extra sources of damage to come in, and with that, Ace will escape.
And he's got a salve as well, so he's just going to salve back up to full. So unfortunately for Lemondogs, but that's going to be some resources burnt by Ace, and I could definitely see Lemondogs doing that again to Ace to really push him out of the lane, because he's not running anything like a bottle or tranquil boost to regen, so if he loses HP, he's really losing that HP pretty much forever. He's not going to get it back unless he buys another salve or actually invests in a bottle. But for the moment, he's just gone into the phase boots, and he's also run, surprisingly enough, an Orb of Venom. Do we see a lot of Orb of Venoms on Clockworks, or is it just this niche pickup by Ace?
Yeah, it's definitely
It's a
niche. I
first.
think it's by or far from common. I think at least from the games I've seen of Clockwork. Rise though, he's gonna get stunned up. Malphite is there as well. He got the telekinesis though. The drop down does affect, but the black hole lands on one Baby Knight. He steps into it so closely. Stepstyle will lose his life in return, but First Blood is thrown by LD. Although they will get another consolation kill here. So it was a 2-for-1 in the end. LD grabbing First Blood by the Enigma.
But still a lot of gold going in the way of Flipside for that kill. So even though First Blood was secured by Lemondogs, Flipside, they get the better end of the trade with getting not just a support, but also a jungler. So that's pretty big.
Yeah, he was level 6 Enigma is at the time of death, so that means just Spirit Breaker suddenly hitting up to level 4 as well. It's really crucial for the Spirit Breaker to hit level 6, because suddenly his damage output increases by a hell of a lot. Clearly does drop rather low. Shadow Strike still on him. Queen of Pain though. If only he had a little bit more mana to work with.
Yeah, if he had a couple of extra bottle charges, I actually think Unicorn would have gone for the dive onto Krilly. Because Krilly's not level 6 yet. He's only got Whirling Axes and Boar Summon, so he would not have had the extra disabled to work with. Maybe a TP would have been there to try and save him, but I'm pretty sure Unicorn would have bursted him down in a pretty good time and would have gotten out safely.
Yeah, it would have been just a casual drive-by shooting, just blink, Scream of Pain and run away. That would have been enough to get the kill, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds about right in all honesty.
So Krilly now still only level 5, but comparing that to the enemy offlaner Clockwork is level 7. Does get hexed up, chaps, blinks forward, they get the Earthspike as well. They do have the mana weight this time around if they need it, although I'm not sure if it's gonna get the kill. Battery Assault from Ace. He's gonna man fight and maybe even win. Oh wow.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Ace is gonna get another kill with Ares Loco. No, he won't, but killing the anti-mage and losing your life as an offlane, I would take that any day as a Clockwork. Any day. Because if the kill on the anti-mage means that he's not in lane, he's not farming, he's not getting EXP, he's getting nothing, he's just in the fountain accumulating game gold. But that's 1 gold or 2 gold per second, I think, but I'd be so happy if I was at Clockwork. So happy.
Did
Good job
Shadowfiend
for the clock.
have a mass amount of stacks to clear up, by the way? I wasn't really checking the jungle situation, but looking at his last hit number suddenly spiking to 74, I would have to think it was the jungle, right? And Baby Knight also has a blink first item.
It's interesting. We don't see First Blink a lot on Shadow Fiends. Before the Yules and Mech era of the Shadow Fiends, before the Yules and Mech era of Shadow Fiends, we used to see Blink Dagger Shadow Fiends just because they wanted to blink in, go for the Requiem of Souls in the backlines, and if nobody cancels it, that's a lot of damage going in the way of everybody. But I feel like because Baby Knight's such an aggressive player, it's to be expected that he'll go for an aggressive item, but I would have expected a Yules over a Blink, because at least you would have been able to go for the Yules into Requiem combos to go for those solo pickoffs. Down bottom though, Unicorn tried to go for a kill onto Krilly, but luckily for Krilly he just had a TP and he just left. There was no support there to disable him, so they're going to have a lucky and happy Beastmaster in the fountain. But flip side, they're still farming in all their lanes, whereas Lemondogs, they're trying to find farm elsewhere. Jabs, he's just retreated into the jungle at this point because he doesn't want to get picked off by Ace on that Clockwork again.
I still remember the first game I saw of Baby Knight when he returned to Dota, so to say. He played a mid lane Doombringer, didn't go for Devour and maxed out level def. Man, was wonderful.
Was it a good game? It sounds great.
Yeah, they won it rather easily as well, man.
Wow.
That mid lane Doombringer, oh, hookshot misses E-skills just by a bit. But I think he was like up against a Dragon Knight or something like that and completely crashed the lane. But we might get the kill on Steph Style here. He has to be careful with the charges coming in. It should be plenty to get the kill with the telekinesis to help out. Battery Assault is there. And Steph Style, he had the Black Hole off cooldown, but Ace having the Battery Assault activated makes it so that you can't even Black Hole if he's that close to you. Or well, you can, but it's just gonna get cancelled.
Well, yeah, you can, but it'll get cancelled. But nice easy pick up there for Flipside. Nice aggressive plays, not letting Lemondogs really get as much free space as they would like. Because unfortunately, for Flipside, they're giving Jabs space and Anti-Mage is starting to actually get things. I like what Jabs is doing though. He's not going to go greedy and go straight for the Battle Fury. He's picked up Power Treads. Do you actually think Jabs would still go for Battle Fury this game? Or do you think he's going to go for that Combat Anti-Mage, which we not really see a lot, but could be viable? Could be. Not will be, but could be.
Yeah, I just think Anti-Mage without Battle Fury, in most games at least, will not get enough farm. I have definitely seen a couple of Anti-Mage games with them going for like a Vanguard as well, if the enemy is really aggressive with Unicorn. That kill cannot have lasted for too long.
No. Unicorn blew everything onto Krilly, so unfortunately that's going to be a very dead Beastmaster. Unicorn's level 11 compared to the level 6 on that Beastmaster. So Unicorn's just wrecked this lane. That's, yeah, it's
It's like kicking somebody who's down already.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Just kicking them to the curb.
Just imagine like people actually not killing the enemies if they're too far ahead in levels. It's like, I'm a gentleman, I'm not gonna go and kill him. Could that be considered throwing, not killing somebody?
Well, yeah, I would consider that a throw, but Unicorn's no gentleman. He's just gonna go for them kills. He wants to win.
But
I like the
Queen of Pain
mindset.
is female, so doesn't apply to her.
What do you mean about her being female?
I mean, being a gentleman.
Oh, a gentlewoman then. Jeez.
Gentlewoman sounds so bad.
I know. Well, you're not really gentle, are you? Oh my god.
I'm super gentle, I'm super gentle. But we did have a kill in the meantime on Anti-Mage. They just had the Spirit Breaker charge in. Spirit Breaker was level 6 and Baby Knight even came in to help out a tiny bit there. Then looks like BKB will be the next item, but flip side. First of all, they had a slight last hit advantage. Now they're just also getting kills. They're gonna go for towers. Things are looking extremely great for them, although Unicorn gonna get Primal Roar mid lane. They have the Black Hole if necessary. I don't think it will be. Shackle Shot. Or what? Malphite's gonna get the kill. Last tick of it does end with the life, or does end Queen of Pain's life, but for a second I really thought Queen of Pain is actually gonna make it out.
I actually did as well, but a tiny sliver of health, and luckily for the Enigma, the 70 damage per hit managed to get off the kill onto Unicorn. So it was a good pick off there for Lemondogs, but unfortunately the only hero to get the bounty on that was the Enigma. Everyone else was out of range because they were just pretty much ready to just get out of there. They didn't want to lose their lives, so they didn't really get anything out of that.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
What am I seeing?
There's an armlet coming out for the Clockwork.
What?
Face boots, armlet, Clockwork. That's legit. I mean, the face boots definitely helped him getting that one kill on the Anti-Mage, to be honest, but that's... I have seen it before as well, but it was a really long time ago, and it's just battle Clockwork.
Well, we'll see how this works out for Ace. I've never seen an armlet Clockwork, and unfortunately for Erskine, he's going to see this armlet for the first time in the game, and Hookshot is off cooldown. Is he thinking about it? Ace is just hanging around by the rune. He probably sees all these heroes, and well, yes they do, with that Observer Ward there, so good play there from Ace. Not getting too greedy.
Yeah,
Not getting too greedy.
Just isn't the best target as well at the moment. I do believe he probably clicked on the Wind Ranger, saw the 4-staff, and is like, even if I hookshot and get the cogs, he's just gonna 4-staff himself out of there. So, yeah. Still, Clockwork being number 3 in farm. Shadow Fiend miles ahead of anybody else. Doesn't have Grievous Screed, doesn't have a Midas or anything, but even then, just superb amounts of farm on him somehow.
Couchor. Krilly is the exact same level as the Rubik, and they're both level 6. Krilly is the lowest level on the side of Lemondogs. Now there is going to be the charge, and well, beautiful shackle shot actually coming out from Erskine. Now, unfortunately, no one's actually died yet on the side of Lemondogs. Mech has been popped. Steph Style going to be there, just Malefice thrown out onto Blend, but there's a hook shot onto Steph Style, and that's going to be a very dead Enigma. No Black Hole this fight. There's a charge, they're going to be thrown out onto Krilly, but there's the Hex there to cancel it out, so that's going to be a 1-for-0 trade in favor of Flipside, and looks like this tower's going to go down. Flipside going to commit for the push. They're just going to get these creeps off their tower first before they go for that push themselves, but Look, the Enigma went down so quickly. I think the turn for the Malefice was a little bit too greedy from the Enigma. He probably should have just backed up, but I guess he would have been picked up anyway and picked off.
Yeah, to be honest, I think for LD, it could have been one of the better opportunities to go for a fight, knowing that the Sonic Wave is already on cooldown. But it should have meant that the entirety of their team will turn around. And of course, Primal Roar was also used kind of randomly. I think they should, or would have been able to run away even without using the Primal Roar there, but they just wanted to play it safe. And after that, Enigma, like you said, staying around, being a little bit too greedy, whereas the rest of the team already got back to their own tier 1. Stepstyle though still has the mech, so in team fights it may help them out, but it just looks like Flipside in general have a better understanding of their own draft and how they want to run it.
Yeah, you can tell by the rotations coming out from Flipside that they have a plan. They know what they want to do as a team. They've been rotating together, whereas Lemondogs, I feel like they're a little disoriented this game. I guess they do still have a plan, obviously, because of the way they drafted, but it's not really working out, and I feel like they're not on the same page. So there's a stun coming out from Ares Loco to cancel out the charge from Bland. They kill off the summon from the Beastmaster, and Hookshot actually misses as well onto Ares Loco. So luckily Lemondogs manages to leave unscathed, aside from the poor summon from Beastmaster. Going to be the only official sacrifice on the side of Lemondogs. Take my summons! Don't take my heroes!
It wasn't even a miss from the Clockwork, more so than just Lion getting a nice dodge. Really perfect timing for that one sidestep there. But Lion still needs his Blink Dagger, does have 900 gold, but that's not going to be nearly enough. If only LD can get themselves a couple of kills on the board, things could get that much better, but I think it's probably going to be Flipside, increasing their kill lead, especially now that the Orchid is finished on the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, that Orchid, it gives the Queen of Pain so much kill potential. So Unicorn, he wants to grab a solo kill, and looky who he sees. He's gonna see Jabs. Easy, easy pick for Unicorns. He's just gonna make a getaway with his pockets full of money. And unfortunately for Lemondogs, they can't really retaliate because they don't really have the best heroes for it. They don't have anything like a Storm. They don't have a Spirit Breaker there to catch up to the Queen of Pain. So, well, Unicorn's just gonna get away laughing. Unfortunate for Jabs. He's finally getting farmed though this game, so at least the anti-mage will be a little bit relevant. I miss a kill on the Enigma though in the middle lane. Did the armlet Clockwork come into play? Because it looked like it.
Well, he just pretty much hookshot first to buy enough time for the Spirit Breaker to get his charge in as well before Stepstyle TP'd out. And after that it was just like splat, hero gone, just like in the bottom lane.
Wow. Well,
LD,
hard game.
since they are lacking, oh, I see an Orchid onto E-skills, but had a 4-staff, got enough distance. Of course, Sonic Wave was also on cooldown from the kill on the anti-mage beforehand. But LD, how do they initiate fights now? Is it really just hoping for like a shackle shot to land and then go in, because they don't have any blink initiators? So reliable initiation isn't that great for them, so is it just counter initiation they're gonna hope for?
It really looks like counter initiation this game. They just don't really have the best draft to go for those quick kills against Flipside without having to commit those big spells. So if Lemondogs wants to grab a quick kill, they're going to have to commit a Black Hole or maybe a Primal Roar. Primal Roar, it's got a short cooldown, so it's not too bad if they want to try and use that for ganks. But they need the damage, and I think the only damage that they really have for burst is the Lion Finger of Death, and it's only level 1. Ares Loco, unfortunately, is still level 7, so the level 2 Finger of Death is quite a way away. So if Lemondogs wants to try and go for a gank with the Lion, they've got to make it count, or they're potentially going to lose their heroes, because the only hero with an escape mechanism so far is Erskine, which is on the Wind Ranger. The Lion, no blink, and Krilly's just so poor this game. Actually, he's getting close to a blink. Never mind. But he is still very underleveled.
Well, in the meantime, Flipside smoking up, and it was funny for me to see Rice farming up with the stolen Eidolons, but Battle Fury finally finished on the anti-mage. He's gonna have to create or have so much more space created for him. So both teams are smoked on the opposite side of the map. Are we gonna have anything happen? The smokes will probably just expire, and Flipsides, they're probably gonna say, yeah, screw it, just get the tier 2 and be happy with that one.
Just screw it. But yeah, I really don't see Lemondogs contesting Flipside in the middle lane. They're probably expecting all these heroes in the back lines, but there is one TP so far, and it's just Eskier who is on the wind range and hookshot. They're going to be connecting onto Steph Style. How did they see the Enigma? Oh no, never mind. They had a ward here. They would have had to expect the Enigma to come downhill. So unfortunately for the Enigma, he just blew up so quickly. So a bit of a bonus there for Flipside. They get a tower and they get a Enigma as well. They could go for Roche here as well, because the black hole's on cooldown, and I guess there is buyback on the Enigma, but he has no blink dagger, so no way for him to really go for the Roche 5-man black hole, I guess. But nope, no Roche there for Flipside. They're just going to keep on farming on their heroes, because, well, if you're ahead, what do you do to get further ahead? You just keep farming.
Maybe they were waiting for the Medallion of Courage to be delivered to the Rubik to make Roshan even faster and less scary of a thing. Although with Enigma down, don't think you really have to be that afraid of Roshaning like that. I don't know, maybe they really want to clear up the tier 2 and make absolutely sure that there's no fast tower to TP to with LD there. But, I mean, I don't know, it's so hard for me to see LD in such a position in the second game in a row. It really felt like this time at least the laning phase isn't going to be as bad for them, but if you look at the graphs now, oh, mid lane, E-skills, gonna get bashed. They used the Nether Strike as well, the force of may keep him alive. Ace came in with the hookshot onto Eres Loco though, who cut off an Earth Spike, but nothing else really. Stole an Earth Spike from Rice, just giving away an ability as E-skills. Oh, with the haste, is he going to be able to outrun Queen of Pain? 2 more seconds for the blink. Unicorn waiting for it, nope. Misguessed, I think. Power shot, he didn't see it either, so E-skills will survive for now.
He just needs to stay in there. Just use them ninja skills, wait for Unicorn to leave the lane, and he should be out of there. He should be. We can't actually guarantee it, so Unicorn's going to keep on going into the lane. How patient will Erskine actually be? He's just going to sit here for a little bit. I think he wants to find out where Unicorn is before he leaves.
So is he going to bring out the courier like this?
No, I have a feeling he's just going to 4-staff himself through. He's just trying to figure out where Unicorn is, and the Hawk is definitely going to be helping him in that department.
If the Hawk ever gets there. Beastmaster is so far away from that position at the moment, just farming up the mid lane instead. It's just so much time wasted though. They do see him, he activates Wind Run, has just enough mana for a TP as well, so we'll be fine. We'll get back home safely. But they're still not farming all that much. Aghanim Scepter now on Clockwork as well, has the 12-second cooldown. I don't know, LD. They have the anti-mage, but I'm afraid they have lost too much by the time anti-mage actually becomes an issue for Flipside.
I don't even think anti-mage is going to be an issue this game, because he just can't farm fast enough to be relevant when he needs to be. This ancient camp, LD, they're trying to take their ancient camp with Krilly, but I have a feeling that Flipside they're going to take it, because look at the scribbles on the map by Rise. They know this is going on, so it looks like Flipside, they are going to contest the Roche. Now, Flipside missing a couple of heroes, but I think they can definitely kill Jabs as well as Krilly here. So Jabs taking a lot of damage from the creeps. Baby Knight, though, he does pretty much show himself to Jabs, so that's going to be the anti-mage TPing out, and the rest of the creeps going to go on the way of Flipside. Unfortunate there for Lemondogs to lose the stack, but it's better off to not lose a hero and give the stack away than to take the stack and lose your hero.
Yeah, just anti-mage. The start of it was pretty nice. Oh, another hookshot Steph style! He's just a target so many times. Poor Enigma. Sonic Wave even used by Unicorn. Didn't quite have an Aghanim before, will be finished now though. But even then, just Steph style. I think he's gotten hookshot at least 4 times now.
Yeah, I can't even count how many times that the Enigma has actually been hookshot this game. So he's been, I don't think he's been a primary target, but he's just been an unlucky target for the majority of the game. But Roche has been secured onto Baby Knight, but really, Lemondogs, they really want to jump onto this. Aegis is there. They are going to try and jump onto Rise, though. Much easier target, although he's going to be able to blink out because he steals it from Jabs, but Jabs, he's right on the heels of the Rubik. But meanwhile, in the backlines, they hear Primal Roar. There is Loco going to be jumped on by Baby Knight, and well, Krilly, they're trying to find kills. Ace, he's going to hookshot onto Krilly, and that's going to be the Beastmaster down. Unfortunate for the Windrunner in the backlines, because she had to fight up against Baby Knight, and who's left alone? It's Jabs on the anti-mage, and he's gonna farm as well as run, so run and farm anti-mage, run and farm, but he gets hookshot by Ace, and he will get sent back by the cogs, and there's no mana on him as well. He gets lifted, and that's the anti-mage done and dusted. And I think this is going to be a high ground push coming up from Flipside. Great fight coming up from the Radiant side. Really good stuff. Whereas Lemondogs, they wanted to go for a fight outside the Roche pit, but I felt like it was a little bit too optimistic for them.
They're probably just feeling cornered at the moment, feeling the need to do anything they can, just get a couple of pickoffs, because if they trade, let's say, a 3 for 3, just by virtue of them being this far behind, they are gonna get an advantage from that fight, but they're just not in a position where they can even force an even trade in kills. Agnesplifter is picked up on Wind Ranger, but every single hero of LD just needs so much more. Flipside, they're just way too farm, but the Shackle Shot, they might get rid of the Aegis at least. Focus Fire is there, but E-skills gonna get charged in by Bland, and Baby Knight will survive. The Black Hole only onto his support Spirit Breaker Hookshot to cancel that one even.
Black Hole stolen. Black Hole stolen, Couchor. There is going to be a really nice Shackle Shot thrown out by the Wind Ranger though, but can they get the kill? They won't even get to deny the Aegis from the Shadow Fiend. Well, not really deny it, but just even get rid of it. So Flipside, they leave almost unscathed, but at least they keep their Aegis. So if there's going to be another push anytime soon, it's going to definitely be when Baby Knight's back to full HP.
So they have the Aegis for, yeah, 3 minutes easy. Somebody go pick up the Orb of Venom though. I do believe it's Ace's Orb of Venom from the starter, but Ace himself 2.4k extra now. You already have the Armlet to go for additional damage items to build Hex for utility now, or what do you even go for as the clock?
Anything after this is pretty much luxury for Ace. So if he wants to, he can pick up his Shivas for the movement slow, the attack speed reduction aura. He could go for a Hex. He could go for a 4-star for mobility, not for himself, but for his team as well. Or he can just go for another quirky item after the armlet. Because in all honesty, armlet on Clockwork is just it's different. It's the best way to put it. I've never seen armlet on Clockwork. It's
well, he's 6, 1, and 5. Something must be working. It's all Ace. If he didn't go for Armlet, their team would totally be losing right now.
I think it's just to boost the win rate on Armlet Clockwork, maybe. Who knows? Hookshot, they're gonna be stuff onto Step Styles again, this Enigma!
Surprise, surprise!
Oh, Black Hole onto 3 heroes. That's gonna be a beautiful cancel there by Jabs, but 2 heroes are down. Raw onto Baby Knight, but he has the Aegis anyway. Queen of Pain, they're gonna finish off Anti-Mage in the backline, and Erskine, he's trying to run away from Baby Knight. He will be able to get out with the Wind Run as well as the 4-star, but unfortunately, Krilly, he's got nothing to really save him, so he's gonna have to just go for a TP out and hope he doesn't get bursted down, which he will. Although, oh my goodness, Erskine, he was chased by Baby Knight into the base. I'm not too sure if he turned or what, but, well, that's with the Wind Ranger down. There's the buyback that coming from Erskine. He wants to try and defend this T3 tower. Now, for the moment, it's a bit of split push coming out from Flipside because they have Ace in the middle lane and they have everyone else down the bottom lane. And there are heroes that are going to be respawning very soon. Enigma, the most notable one, with the Black Hole still on cooldown, but the mech is going to be important. But oh wow, that's not a line anymore. Beautiful Shackle Shot there from Erskine. That was probably very clutch or lucky, if anything. But Ace, he went for the hookshot as well as the power cogs to keep him in place. Now Wind Ranger, there's a hookshot again because the cooldown's so short anyway, and the armlet's decimating the Wind Ranger. So that's going to be the Wind Ranger down yet again. Steph Styles, he's still chasing after Baby Knight. There's a charge from Bland. He wants to keep Baby Knight alive. The Aegis has already been depleted. BKB, they're going to be coming off cooldown soon. There's the BKB deployed, but Jabs, he wants to commit here, but Ace, he's going to be there with the power cogs. Never mind, it does not deny Jabs a kill. Jabs will get something. Whereas Krilly, he's trying to find somebody, and Rise is nearby as well as Bland. They will get the kill onto Ares Loco on the Lion. The fight's still going on. Krilly still has a Raw. 4-star is coming off cooldown. There's going to be the Raw onto Bland. They will get the Spirit Breaker, and that's going to be where Flipside should retreat, but they're sitting on the high ground. They really want to be greedy, and Jabs is going to run into the trap. He's lifted, orchided, Sonic Wave as well. Can they finish him off? The Manta Style actually saving his life there, although he's still going to be chased up by Rise. There's the 4-star to keep him alive, and he will blink back into the base. That was very close for Jabs on the anti-mage.
Without the Manta Style, just the soul burn damage from the Orchid would have been plenty. That Sonic Wave is doing a ridiculous amount of damage just because it is pure, it is level 3, buffed by Anagonims as well there. Suddenly Unicorn also sitting about 4k gold now, can go for a Hex or really anything at all. And one thing that's a little bit weird, or might be a little bit weird, is Rise, not even having gone for a 4-step or Blink Dagger as a Rubik, just went for a Ghost Scepter instead. It of course will be nice just to make sure that there won't be like an easy focus fire from Wind Ranger, because if Rubik gets focus fired, definitely not a hard kill considering Rubik only sitting on 900 health, so Ghost Scepter will be nice, but I suppose doesn't really need the extra mobility with them being so far ahead that their team can really handle LD on their own.
Well, the Rubik doesn't even have to go into the middle of the fight. He can just sit on the back lines, just throw the lift, throw the Fade Bolt, throw whatever the stolen spell he has, just pop the medallion onto whoever's necessary, because he's not really a hero that needs to be in the front lines. If he grabs a Blink Dagger, then it's great, but he gets a free Blink anyway. So why would you even go for anything like a 4-star for a Blink Dagger when you get it free from an anti-mage? So Rise, he's capitalizing on the fact that he can just constantly steal Blink, which is great. So he's always going to be there for his team,
But then you won't
no
have
matter
Blink
what.
Black Hole to go for.
He can Blink and steal Black Hole.
Well,
and then
last
Black
time
Hole.
he did get the premium Black Hole by just running in. Just... Oh, wow.
Oh,
That Black
it's
Hole was
just a
awesome,
Rise
by the
hole.
way. Although it
That
did
was
get cancelled rather fast by a Mana Void, it was still forcing out a suboptimal Mana Void, damage-wise. We do have a Blink on Steph style now, though. Enigma has his own Blink Black Hole if he can ever get to one. Anti-Mage
He needs to
3.2k gold as well, so... Anti-Mage, how much net worth? He's number 3, so... It's definitely not as bad as it was for the Spectre last game, but... Then again... Last game, somebody else, a little bit at least, made up for the lack of Spectre's farm. This time around, it's mostly all the Anti-Mage.
Yeah. Well, at least Jabs is starting to get farm, but we have to take into consideration, will the game actually last long enough for Jabs to really be able to contribute enough to his team? Because for the moment, Flipside, they're staying on the aggressive. They really want to make pushes happen, and when they go on the high ground, force buybacks from Lemondogs to slow down the item progression from them. And well, Unicorn, he has a haste rune. He's just going to start hitting on this mid T3 tower. Now, there's going to be the defense coming in from Lemondogs. Here is a TPing in to try and defend their base. T3 tower will go down, though. Blink out from Unicorn. He doesn't want to get caught. It will be denied, though, by air skill. So, nice play there from the Wind Ranger to deny the gold there from Flipside. And while Flipside, they see all the heroes in the base and they say, okay, we're pretty much done. We forced you all to TP back. We got our objective and we're just going to back up. Orb of Venom still on the ground outside Roshan.
You're probably not gonna get picked up because Roshan did just now respawn as well. Unicorn, come on, go check it out. Nope, they don't even care that 8 minutes is up. So, they're just gonna be farming it up. Do we have any big item pickups to be finished within the next couple of minutes? Ace, I suppose Mjolnir will be the one. Has the Maelstrom already plus 2.2k after that. 4k on Baby Knight. And the Hex, I believe, on Unicorn? Nope. That's just a Void Stone with BKB.
It will eventually be a Hex, but actually up top, will we see a jump on any of the heroes? There was a bit of a cogs as well as a jump in from Baby Knight, but everyone's just going to disperse at this point. The Illusion's just chasing after the Wind Ranger. So I thought there was a bit of a fight there. I think Hookshot connected just onto Creeps. I was hoping it was going to be on the Enigma again. My goodness. We've seen so many hook shots.
Why are you hating on Enigma?
What's Def style? Well, he's pretty much just been this big black target, if you think about it, this game for the hook shots. I don't know if it's just because he has a biggish model or if he's just ugly, who knows. But they're going to jump onto Unicorn, but BKB's been deployed, and that's going to be the blink out from the Queen of Pain. Everyone's going to TP back, though, on the side of Lemondogs. Actually, just a couple. They will send 2 more as Def Styles. He's going to run back. Let's hope he doesn't get caught, because Unicorn, I think he sees Enigma. There's a bit of blink out, and they are going to grab a kill, though, onto the Shadow Fiend. So nice pick up there for Lemondogs to secure the kill on Baby Knight. Mega kill streak going into the pockets of probably the best hero on the side of Lemondogs, which is that the Anti-Mage.
Wow.
Anti-Mage going for a heart, though. What do you think of this?
It's probably not a bad choice. You just want to be able to at least have more than half HP after Sonic Wave, but he's gonna get silenced now. No Manta style anymore. There's the Sonic Wave. Do they have additional lockdown rise? He was too late with the telekinesis. Blando will come in and secure it with his charge. So Anti-Mage, he fed away a killing spree himself, but still from the kill on the Shadow Fiend, they got like 2.8k gold and 5k XP or something for LD from one kill.
Yeah, well, they are pretty far behind. If you look at the graphs, look how far ahead Flipside are in terms of net worth. 25k in favor of Flipside. So hopefully it shows even just a minor dip. At least it shows us that Lemondogs actually got something out of the kill from the Shadow Fiend. EXP wise, it's yeah, it's roughly the same anyway. So it's
There's so much
massive leads.
pain drawn on the graphs. So much pain.
Pretty much. Mount Everest everywhere.
And this will be another Roche, although without the Shadow Fiend it is considerably slower because there's no extra source of minus armor. And of course, a huge amount of damage as well, just in terms of right clicks. But they will still be able to clean up Roshan, I believe, and LD. Just not really in a position to try to contest, although clearly is close by. He's going to get hookshot and charged into as well. Bland doesn't have enough mana for another strike, nor does he need it. Ugh. Just...
I'm a little bit confused as to why Krilly was there by himself as well, because they've... If you look at Flipside's draft, they have so many mobile heroes that can just jump onto the high ground anyway, which, I don't know. It's a bit strange for Krilly to be there. Was he just there to put the Observer Ward up? Because it's not a fresh Observer Ward either.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to mess around with them a little bit, go for like a little bit of extra damage, I don't know, but... Yeah, like I said, just so many mobile heroes on Flipside, so easy for them to catch them. E-skills though, in the meantime, on the Wind Ranger has managed to get the Crystallis. So damage output wise, Wind Ranger getting up there as well. Hookshot does not land to stop the TP. But, well, to be honest, if Flipside keep on going like this, there is a decent-ish chance for LD to even make a comeback in this game. Just because Flipside's late game isn't like super massive by any means. So if they can just get Anti-Mage and Wind Ranger farmed enough, it may suffice. Plus, of course, if it goes super late and Flipside somehow make the mistake of not saving enough for buybacks, you really do only need sometimes one big black hole in a game to just decide it. Although their smoke didn't catch the Enigma.
Oh, that's... I know, this might be the big black target that Flipside need. Never mind, they're going to go right onto Rise. That's going to be an easy kill. They do get the Raw onto Ace though, but can he actually get out? Never mind, he's just going to be bursted to oblivion. So great 2 picks from Lemondogs. They just wanted some easy pickoffs and they managed to get it with their first... Well, I think one of their first smokes this game. So all of a sudden I'm scared to see the change. Oh, it's actually just a minor change for those 2 kills.
Yeah, none of the heroes have massive streaks in them. Clockwork had it beforehand, but I think he died once in between as well. But it's still Heart of the Rask finish plus another 2k on Anti-Mage. So this time around, if he gets jumped by like a Sonic Wave, it's not gonna phase him all that much. If only now they had an Aegis as well to really secure themselves something. Baby Knight of course does hold on to that one for now for another 3 minutes. Has a Satanic as well. But there is a Hex now, Queen of Pain, making it even more difficult for the LD to fight if it is going to be a 5-on-5, which we haven't seen maybe in the entirety of this game, almost even a like actual 5-on-5 fight.
Yeah, it has been. Just because Flipside, they've been aggressive, they've been just going for those easy little pickoffs. If it's been a team fight, it's pretty much a bit of a bonus. We did see some team fights, but they kind of just broke off into their own little team fights. So you'll see a little fight happening in one corner, and then all of a sudden, maybe a couple meters down the river, you'll see another team fight. So it's been quirky so far. But I feel like Flipside, they felt like they've been in such a lead. They're trying to get items on their own cause to just pretty much go to the point where they'll snowball to no return. But with this, they're giving space to Jabs, and he's starting to get items. And Jabs in general, he's great against the Queen of Pain. He's great against the Shadow Fiend. I think the Queen of Pain is going to be... Unicorn has to be so careful against this anti-mage. If he loses a ton of mana and he gets mana voided and any of those Flipside heroes are near the Queen of Pain, in particular Rise on the Rubik, I could definitely see him just melting. Because the Queen of Pain has just so much mana. She's sitting at about 2.3k mana. That's 100 less than her HP pool. So some of these heroes will blow up. So Unicorn really got to watch his positioning. I'm pretty sure Jabs it will be focusing down the Queen of Pain because he should know this.
Yeah, I think probably Anti-Mage will jump on whoever they get the Primal Roar on. Just jump in, Manta style immediately, get the mass amount of mana burn. Of course, if it's Unicorn, it's probably for the best. The thing is, can they get it off before the BKB comes out on the Queen of Pain, the Primal Roar that is? And, well, there's still a lot of gold on Flipside. They smoke themselves, buyback status for the dire side. Well, 3 of them have it. All the core heroes, well, Enigma I suppose is kind of a core as well, but he is lacking buyback. Does have a BKB though instead.
Yeah, well, I hope this BKB is actually going to be useful during the fight because there are a couple of spells that can cancel or not really just stun the black hole, even though the BKB might be deployed. In particular, the hook shot, but you've also got to take into consideration the positioning of Ace. And a lot of the times he's going to be in the front lines anyway, so it will be very hard for him to really get into the right position for the hook shot if necessary. So it's going to be a big item, but we'll see if we finally see this big black hole that we've been waiting for this game. We haven't really seen one from the Enigma, but we did see a pretty good one coming out from Rise on the Rubik. But I'm pretty sure Rise is just going to sit in the back lines and steal it if he can, because that's what Rubiks love to do. They love to steal spells. Steph style, he's positioning himself. Can he find the opening? He has to play very patiently. There's the roar though onto Baby Knight. Now the Aegis has just expired actually, so that's the Shadow Fiend down. Black Hole going to connect onto two. It's Ace and Rise though. Unicorn, he's going to finish off the line in the back lines. BKB onto Bland. He's chasing after Krilly. Forced to get Erskine as well as Krilly out. Now we're going to lose our Clockwork. No, he's still alive. The anti-mage actually died, so he had to buy back. He wants to jump right into the fight. Now, can they find anybody, though? Both Raxes, that's just one Rax, actually, that's gone down. They want to jump onto Unicorn, but he's got so much mana that he's going to have a blink away all the time, unless Jabs has something like an Abyssal Blade to keep him in place. But unfortunately, he's not really in the position to buy anything like that. He was forced to go for a buyback. So that's money out of Jabs' pocket, and they still lose a part of their base. And that's a big chunk of their base too, the melee racks. The more important racks.
Even then, I think LD are probably rather fine with how things went down. Their timing though was absolutely perfect on the Aegis. Not only that, the Shadow Fiend had used the Satanic just before as well, so that was also on cooldown. The Primal Roar came out, I think, like 1 second before the Aegis expired, but they can't kill him within 1 second, so it was perfectly fine. Finger of Death, of course, had to be used, but oh, Ereslov gonna get charged in Lion. Silence as well, doesn't have a blink. Wow, Lion still doesn't have a blink, that's just bad. Baby Knight, BKB is forced, goes for the Requiem, slows down Krilly, but they have Force Deaths, but they get the Hex on Jabs. No blink, no Force Death anymore. Can they help him out, or is he gonna die? Primal Roar is forced out, and Bland, he's gonna get just turned upon. They have the Midnight Pulse down, Unicorn drops low also. They save Jabs, they get the kill. I mean, and there's still only one Rex behind, it's not over yet.
Oh, the hookshot though, only going to be thrown onto the poor boar though. There is only going to be creep shackled. I thought that was a hero. I was actually going to get a little bit excited there, so nothing really happening. Both teams just trying to find openings so far. But I'm surprised that Lemondogs have still survived and only lost one Rax, as well as a couple of T3 towers. They haven't lost too much, so they're not really in a bad spot.
Are you surprised that they haven't lost, or are you surprised Flipside haven't taken more?
I feel like Flipside, they're playing a little bit too passive, but they're probably also worried about going onto high ground, especially without the Aegis, because pushing high ground without an Aegis means that you're gonna be losing heroes, and especially when they're as far as they are, they're gonna be giving massive bounties to Lemondogs. You got to take that into consideration. So Flipside, they want to play safe because they want to win. So it's something that they have to do. If they can grab some kills and then go high ground, and if it's on a core hero such as Jabs on the anti-mage, or maybe even Steph Styles on the Enigma, then they'll feel a lot safer to push up onto the high ground. But for the moment, they just want to grab some more farm and hopefully find those small openings that Lemondogs has been giving them.
Well, do you think now that the Queen of Pain having another 4.6k gold, is it time to go for a refresher now? Or is it burning too much of your own mana for the anti-mage's mana void?
Well, Refresher is a viable option on Unicorn now, just because you've got the Hex, so you can just double Hex Jabs if you really want to, and that should be enough time for Flipside to really kill him off. Even though he's got 2.8k HP, there's still a lot of damage output on the side of Flipside, so it is viable. That's going to be the double Sonic Wave as well, and in total that's about 1. How much is that? That's too much. Too much math. Couchor, do the math for me, please.
1160.
Thank you. I sound like a retard now. But yeah, that's still quite a bit of damage coming up from the Queen of Pain alone, just with the Sonic Wave. But yeah, it will leave her open to being mana voided by the anti-mage. But then again, though, Jabs has still got to be worried about some of these other heroes on the side of Flipside. He can still be lifted. He's got no BKB, so he is not immune to any sort of magical disables on the side of Flipside. So I feel like it's okay. It's It's a win-lose situation for both sides, really.
So do you think this game would be any different if Lion had a blink dagger earlier? I mean, it must be so hard for a Lion to really like set up the proper earth spikes and everything without having a blink, and the thing is, he's not even remotely close to finishing a blink at the moment. Look at the net worth, 2.3
Steph Style's been soaking up most of the farm. Aegis and Cheese going in the way of Flipside. I feel like it could have changed the pace of the game, but then again, it may not have. On the high ground,
well, if he had blink now, could have
if he had, I don't think he needed blink though. He could have just waited on the high ground. There's a stun onto Baby Knight. The rest of his team's nearby. Hookshot, they're going to be connecting onto Ares Locos and Lion as well as a Wind Ranger's going to be there at Jabs. Going to jump onto Ace. There's no mana left, but he eats the cheese, so it doesn't really matter. He's going to pretty much buy him time. So 2 heroes down the side of Lemondogs, and unfortunately Steph Style having to pop his BKB. Sonic Wave cutting through a lot of his HP. One more right click will finish him off, and that's the Enigma down. Buyback on our Wind Ranger. Now there is a buyback available on the Enigma, but he really doesn't want to use it, but he's going to have to for this base defense. And Jabs, he's trying to heal up. He's got a heart. Can they defend it though? They're missing their Lion. They need everything on their team for the defend. Their middle lane of Rax is going to go down soon. Ace, he's going to be Malefisted up. There's a Shackle Shot. Not going to connect. It's just to buy them time at this point. But Ace is still alive with the armlet. But unfortunately, he will go down to Krilly. The Bland will go down in the backlines as well. Rise, he will be finished up by Krilly as well as Jabs. And Baby Knight, though, he still has the Aegis. He went for the Requiem, but Lemondogs, they're just going to back up. They're really afraid, and Krilly will force stuff onto the high ground. They have vision. He will try and TP out Unicorn. There is the Hex nearby, and that's going to be a couple of right clicks coming up from Baby Knight to finish him off. But that was a really costly fight there for Lemondogs. They had to go through a couple of their buybacks. How many buybacks did that use during their fight as well? They had to use it on the Wind Ranger.
Wind Ranger used it for this one. Spirit Breaker did also buy back on the side of Flipside, so that's something at least. But of course, I mean, you don't really care that much about the support having to buy back on the enemy side. So LD, I think they fought a little bit better than I really expected them to, but they're still just struggling in terms of fighting. Baby Knight though, also holding on to the Aegis. They are eyeing Jabs. Are they gonna really go for it? No. They're just going to leave the anti-mage be for now. Anti-mage though, 700 gold away from the Abyssal Blades. Definitely going to help out, but last fight, that cheese made a world of difference. Otherwise Clockwork would have been dead for sure, for example.
Yeah, and then if the Clockwork had died, Jabs would have been there to be able to assist his teammates, but because the cheese was eaten, he had to hang around with the Clockwork for a little bit longer. Baby Knight turned and pretty much helped the Clockwork at that point, and Jabs just could not commit for the kill. So the cheese really working in favor of Flipside. This Abyssal Blade, I really hope they can grab some really big kills with this. Hopefully they can turn the game around, because they're missing a couple of buybacks now just because of the previous fight. And this time they're definitely going to lose their middle set of racks, well, their middle racks, just because it's on 2 HP. So it's, you just touch it and it's dead. So double damage Baby Knight just to secure that middle racks. So both Raxes in the middle lane are down. They've got one left in the bottom lane. It's a ranged Rax as well. Won't regen HP, which is unfortunate for Lemondogs. And Baby Knight, he's just going to chop through it himself. Shackle Shot's going to connect by Erskine though. And they're going to throw quite a bit at Baby Knight. And the Hex will be thrown as well. Now, unfortunately for our poor Lion, he's going to live for a little bit longer. He kind of stopped thinking that he would have died at that point, but Lion's dead, Beastmaster's dead. There's the buyback coming in from Beastmaster. Discardy, though, really helping Unicorn out in terms of slowing down the heroes. Oh my goodness, that was a death on the side of Jabs there. They will get a solo kill onto Unicorn, but that's because they had to commit a black hole for it. 2 sets of Raxes are down now. Gem on the floor as well. That was a very costly fight for Lemondogs. They had to use 2 more buybacks. They still lost their Raxes. And they're running out of time. They're not getting any more time this game. This is their last T3 tower, their last set of Raxes. Can Lemondogs defend? They're missing Black Hole. They have no Roar for another 10 seconds. And Wind Ranger is still down for 45 seconds. Jabs are going to jump forward right onto Rise. The Ghost Scepter is going to buy him a little bit of time, but Ace, he's going to be there. Baby Knight's still there, hitting onto Krilly, but Jabs, he's turned into a piggy. He's silenced up as well. Mantis Star has already been used. Force Staff will not save him this time, so that's the anti-mage down. Unfortunately, the Roar came too late for Krilly. He actually dies to the Maelstrom, sorry, the Molnir coming out from Ace. And there's Eris Loka going to go down to Unicorn. That's the GG call coming out from Lemondogs as well. Flipside managing to win 2 games today to win the series.
Yeah, of course this game, at least by the end of it, was a pretty close one as well. So LD, although they were like 20k plus behind in both games at one point in time, they still fought nicely, but just too big of a deficit for them to come back from. And well, that's probably something that LD has to really work on, just laning phase and the mid game, just not fall that far behind, because they've shown us that they can definitely fight pretty nicely, but it's just hard if you're that far behind, really.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Lemondogs. So, flip side, they're gonna take this best of 3 series. Essentially, we played the 2 games today, but they've got to be pretty happy with themselves. They unfortunately lost for the first game, but that was probably because of a couple of DDoS problems. But today, they take the game. I'd be pretty happy if I was them. They played very solid. Lemondogs, they had a couple of questionable plays, and I feel like their draft as well was a little bit weak compared to what Flipside was playing.
Yeah, Flipside also really just had a really clear-cut plan, at least it felt like that. It's like, we're gonna get those items, those levels, we're gonna like go for tower after tower, and really methodical play, getting lots of pickoffs thanks to that. But with this, Flipside 2 advanced to MLG Pro League now, or Division 1 of Dota League, however you want to call it. But it's not completely over for LD either, because there is still a lower bracket for them to play in. So not all is over for them if they want to get into Division 1 here. But for us, today, we are done now. We will have more Dota on hitbox.tv/yardfest. It's gonna be the Yard G2A festival coming out there. Mike Loris and MRP Dota will be casting that one, so go check it out. We're also gonna link it in Twitch chat so you can just do it easier. But with this, we're done. Danny, any last words?
Nothing really. I'm just going to post this up for us. So this is our social media link. So if you would like to, then definitely give us a follow on our Twitter accounts. We've got links to our Facebook pages and all that other jazz on the Twitter page. So
yes. Stat value.
Yes, very easy.
I have never
Too
tried
easy.
it even.
It's okay. I got you covered.
I'm always the one streaming, so I never mess around with that. But I should. In any case, we're done here. Check out hitbox.tv/yardfest for more Dota. Goomba Gaming versus Burden United will be the first series coming up. Or they're probably already playing it, so go check it out there. And for us, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed and have a good one.